What's up, everybody? We're back in the shed. I just couldn't stay away this weekend, so we're doing another one. Today we're going to check out some dirt that I got from Eureka Gold Sands. I got a little baggie from them, so we're going to check that out. The guy sits there in his big old crown like he's the gold king, so we'll see what he's going to bring to the table. So just want to thank you all for stopping by today and checking me out here again. Let's go to the gold bin. There we got it. From Canada, our cold cousins up north. Frozen bros up in the northern territories. This guy ships out of, actually not too much northern, Princeton, BC. These guys are out of British Columbia. Looks like I got a 1 pound bag for $45. So that's what we're going to be checking out here. Or at least that's what they put on the value. That sounds about right. So first and foremost, we always want to make sure that we got what we paid for as far as the dirt goes. So let's zero out our solid scale. We'll see what we got. So 1 pound is what we're expecting. Let me zoom in, adjust leaf focus. And there you go, 1 pound. Got exactly what we paid for. So cool. Hello again. So let's get this guy out of the way and see what we got. So it's packaged up pretty well here. I think we can just pop it open. Sticking to my things. Alright, on the outside here we got the little packing slip telling us what we got. That's for shipping. That is, we are not in the bag. Oh, okay, there's the entrance to the bag. It's a labyrinth. Alright, there we go. Now we're in. So, in the bag, the actual bag, we got the old packing slip. Ships from him, ships to me. Let's see what we got here. Thank you for your purchase. I'm going to need to pan my dirt. I'm going to need my dirt. I'm going to need a seasoned gold pan, tweezers, magnifying glass, dish soap, snuffer bottle, blah, 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 blah. Here's how to pan. So if you don't know, now you know. So 1 pound of bag dirt, $44.49 US dollars, no shipping, made it easy. And that's coming from Louis del Cioto. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, Luigi. But this is our Eureka Gold Sands. Now, grabbing the package itself. There's a little bit of sand out in the pack. I'm not going to even go for that because if it's in there, it's not in here, it doesn't count. Oh man. Yeah, so first problem is, though Luigi got the heat seal bags, he apparently doesn't have a heat sealer because it's open, unzipped, and there's sand in the tape strip that he has there. So let's grab a pan and we'll put it in there. Sure hope no gold gets lost in this tape. I think I see a little itty bitty piece. I'm gonna try to save what I can, but shouldn't have to do this if it's sealed properly. Alright, well in here there's just a little trace of sand. As you can see here, it was slightly, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it was slightly open, and that's why it leaked out. But there is a pound of dirt in there. You see some shiny gemmy things in there. So anyways, let's get to it. Let's go through it. Bust out the classifiers and see what we got in here. 1 pound of regular mixed pay dirt. So I don't know if there's any guarantee. It says up to 3/4 of a gram of gold plus platinum. So we'll see what we got here. Give me a second to get my classifiers all set up, and then we will be right back. Go through, shake it up, and run it down. All right, so we got the classifiers all ready to go. Got the dirt ready to go. My hands are ready to go. So let's do this. So we're going to start off with the 1/4 inch classifications. I do see a couple boulders in there. I saw something super shiny and silver just fly by. Now, memory serves, platinum should be naturally occurring in like a cubic form. I don't think I've ever actually found platinum, so I'm going to assume that's probably silver shot, because that looked really, really smooth. Something had a weird smell to it. Anyway, so dumping out the 1/4 inch stuff. No big nuggies. No big pickers. To be expected. Alright, well, moving on. I'm going to go down to the 10 mesh. See some garnets in there. See some little guys in there. See some flattened out, really shiny stuff in here. Not sure. Maybe that's the platinum that he says it's in there. I do see a little flake of oatmeal gold in there. We'll see what we get there in a little bit. Next up is going to be the 20 mesh. Now this stuff's nice and dry, so it classifies really easy. So I'm not even going to speed this up, because if I do, I'm not going to have much video to show. Shit's going so fast. So as usual, I expect most of the gold to be in the +40. +20 and +40. Those are usually where we see most of our gold. +20, +40. And then the 40 mesh. As I'm shaking this up, I'm definitely seeing some gold flakes bouncing around at the bottom. So that's always a good sign. With any good pay dirt, you hope to at least see some of the gold as you're classifying it. If you classify. I know some people just go straight to the pan. I like to classify it just to see the different kinds of dirt. Gives me an excuse to drag these videos out a little longer. But really, the way I pan my dirt, or go through my dirt rather, is why I do it. Makes it easier to not knock out larger pieces if you do it this way. Alright, +40, -40. Cool. So, we put all this crap away, and then I'll show you what we wound up with. Yeah, fuck it, let's just show you right now. Let's go straight to it. So this is what we got in the -40. Focus that better for you guys. So there we go. That's what we got in the -40. Let's take the magnet to it and see what we got in there as far as heavies go. These guys are out of BC, so their dirt's going to be similar to what we have down here in the coastal western Washington area. And as expected, decent amount of black sand in there. Nothing, not too bad though. In the plus 40 stuff, actually, I'll show you what we got plus 40. This is our plus 40. There's a little bit of magnetics in there, nothing too terrible. Next up is going to be our plus 20. I already got it a little bit wet, but you'll still be able to see magnetics. Not a whole lot on there, nothing too overwhelming. It'll go right through the sluice, I'm sure. Plus 20s, I don't expect much. Couple rocks there, a little iron in it. Definitely see some gold in there. I don't know if you guys can see that little flake. Almost a picker. Oh shit, there's a couple in there. Couple pieces of oatmeal. There you go, right off the bat. Boom, some gold, baby. Maybe some platinum too. I'm not sure what that is right there. They say there's platinum in here, so I'll just give them the benefit of the doubt and assume that that's platinum right there. Little flake of it. I don't know if you guys can see that silvery flake. So that's, I guess, going to be our platinum. And then, of course, the plus quarter inch. Not too much weight wasted there. I appreciate that. A little bit of dirt or a little bit of rock, but nothing too terrible. So that's that. That's what we got in the. That's my face. Whoop, wrong way. All right. So, anyways. That's what we got in the classifications. Now I'm going to wet it up, get the sluice going here, and then we're going to go through it, see what we got. All right. Got all the dirt wetted up. We are ready to rock. So let's start off with the big stuff here. I got it all nice and wet and shooken up, so hopefully any gold that might be clinging to the big rocks will let go. Raise this up just a hair. I can always knock the big rocks down the sluice, but I don't want any small gold to fly down. Let those wash off for a minute. That is our quarter inch. Get out, heavy stuff. Alright, get that shit out of the way. That may have been a good idea because I think there's a little piece of gold right there. Sweet. Alright, so next up we got the sub quarter where we saw those big flakes. We'll go ahead and start running that. So what's cool here is there's also a lot of little garnets in here. Nothing big enough to be worth grabbing, but it's always fun to see big pieces of garnet and gemstones as you're panning through. It's more fun to get them that are big enough that you can actually keep and do something with them. You know, display them in some way. But cool to see them nonetheless. I'm going to steepen this just to speed it up a little. When you're brushing the smaller stuff, you always want to brush upward so you don't push any gold out. Not likely to happen, but you never know. piece of platinum is, or whatever that was. Guess it made its way down the sluice. Must not have been that heavy. And sometimes I'll stop, see what we got, put it in the pan. I'm not going to do that this time, just because those nuggets were pretty, or the picker flats were pretty big. So at this point, I'm going to speed things up, get it going here, and if anything major pops up, we'll stop and talk, but otherwise I'll see you when it's time to weigh out. Back. We got everything all cleaned up. I've re-ran the dirt. I've panned it all out. And here's what we got. So, we found nothing in the plus quarter. Not a damn thing. In the plus 10 mesh, we did find a couple pieces. Angle the camera down here so you can see this. Zoom her in and focus her out. So a couple small oatmeal flake size pieces there. So those will probably be the majority of the weight of what we wound up getting. That was in the plus 10. Next we have the plus 20. This is where the majority of the stuff that we found was. Nice little ring of gold up there. Now in the plus 40, there wasn't quite as much. And some of what's in there, I'm not so sure if it's gold or if it's the platinum that was mentioned. But we'll get that all pulled and separated. Like I say, the majority of the stuff in there, I think, is the platinum. What actual golden pieces, there's only like two. Two of those flakes are gold. So, I can glove ripped. Now, down in the sub 40, there was nothing. There was a couple little pieces of the potential platinum silver stuff, but that's about it. There was no real fine stuff. So just a couple pieces of the shiny silvery stuff, the platinum or whatever that was, and that's it. So much for that glove. No glove, no love. All right, so I'm gonna get this all pulled out of these pans, dried up, and then we're gonna come back with a weigh out, and then my final words. Stick around. All right, so we have it all dried out. We are ready to weigh it up, seeing what we got. The scale is zeroed out, and we're ready to roll. So drop it in here nice and slow. And we wound up with 0.464 grams. So just a little hair under a half a gram is what we wound up with, 0.464. So, cool. So let me reset this camera and we'll be back with final words and the official ROI. All right, so Eureka Gold sands. What can I say? We got a little bit under a half a gram, so about $17, $18 worth of gold, which is a little bit under 50%. I'd say maybe like 40, 45%, somewhere in there. Of course, I'm going to have the official ROI right here for y'all number people. But for the rest of yous, and the number of people too, you might as well listen in. We're all here. So for everybody, my thoughts on the gold, my thoughts on the dirt. It was all right. I mean, it wasn't too dirty. It wasn't too much of a pain in the ass to go through. It was a pound of gold. It was 45 bucks. I got about a half a gram, so above that low end 30%, not quite to the 50%. We're somewhere in the middle there. The sign that was up there a minute ago told you exactly where we were. But I will say, I enjoyed the bag because I did find gold at those 3 classification levels, 3 out of the 5, and that's always a good sign of if not natural gold, at least the seller had the thought to kind of spread the gold out over, different sizes. So that's always appreciated. I can say from getting a few gold bags in the past, one of my peeves, and maybe it's just me, maybe I've just done too many bags and these little things annoy me and it's just, a thing for me. But one thing I really hate seeing is all uniform gold, like where you go through it and all the gold is exactly one size. It feels cheap, it feels fake, it feels, I mean, it's gold, so I'm not complaining. Don't get me wrong. I love getting gold no matter what it looks like, how it is. But when you're doing the Paydirt stuff, again, I'm always a big fan of, the natural effect of it, the allure that, we're getting dirt that's straight from the ground and there's gold in there that we can find, and it's like a jackpot, like a lottery ticket. And when they're all exactly one same size, it takes away from that a little bit, at least for me anyways. Mostly because of the way that I go through my dirt. I go through it slow and I classify it into different levels. So
when I get all one type of one size of gold, it wastes a lot of my effort because I'm going through 5 different classification levels, and if all the gold is in just one of those, then I just wasted all the time of going through those other 4. So that's why I always like to see gold at 3 different classification levels, because that means that you're going to have a more natural line of gold in your pan at the end of it all. And that's always nice to see. You know, you get a good you get some of the fines, you get some of the pickers, and everything in between, and that's cool. I like that myself. Some people will say I'm just being picky, maybe so, but whatever. This is my channel. I'll say whatever the hell I want. That's just me. Like I said, that's the way I like seeing it, and I did get that this time. So I did enjoy it there. The ROI was a little bit lower than I like to see. You know, I like to at least get around that 50% or more. But again, they're not always, you know, knock them out of the parkers. You know, I mean, I've definitely spent more going out to the river and busting my ass to get less gold than I got here. So I call it a win, you know. I had a good time going through it. It wasn't too difficult. I think a beginner or a novice at gold panning will have a good time going through this dirt. And at the end of it, they'll have a decent amount of gold to show for it. Now, this particular dirt did say that there was going to be platinum in it, and there very well may be, because there are some very, very light flakes in there, and more metallic. I mean, gold's metallic, but more. It's just a different kind of material that you can see. It's more of a metal-y, broken metal, hard metal look to it. More squared off as opposed to gold, which tends to flatten out, look more like cornflakes and stuff like that. So I think that may be the platinum that the bag was talking about having in there. Now, I'm not going to separate it out separately from the gold, because I don't think it's really going to be heavy enough to make a huge impact on weight, even enough to push the scale on its own. So I just threw it in there with the gold. Platinum is generally, I think, around the same value, if maybe not a little bit more than gold anyways. So this nominal amount of it, I'm just going to roll it up in the gold with the gold and call it good. And we'll just give them straight, you know, whatever percentage ROI it was for the whole thing. Like I say, it's not always all about ROI. It's about also the experience of going through it. And I did have a good time. So I would say if you're in the market for some pay dirt, give Eureka Gold Sands a check. I think they have some other options on the site that you can go through aside from just the mystery pay dirt that I got. This didn't have any guarantee, but it did say that I could get up to 3/4 of a gram. And so I did definitely get some gold out of this bag, and had a good time getting it. So I would say go for it. Check them out. Eureka Gold Sands. I think that's their website. Yeah, EurekaGoldSands.com. And yeah, 1 pound pay dirt bag, $45. And cool. Check it out. Anyways, I want to thank you all for tuning in once again, and make sure to hit that like and subscribe. Share these videos with your friends so we can get some more subscribers going. I do have that giveaway still for the little mini gold pens that I made on my 3D printer. So if you haven't already done that, go back to the video about my wash plant, like it, and then leave a comment. And then once that gets to 100 likes, which is not that many, it's only 100. So once it gets to 100 likes, I'm going to do a little giveaway and toss some of those little pans your guys' way. Anyways, hope you all had a good time. And if I don't see you out on the river, I will catch you in the backyard. Peace.